And the same thing is valid also because you asked earlier about practical effects in general, not just miniatures. There you have the same limitations. On set, if you shoot something, we had that problem because we wanted to have some real cars. For instance, there's the few shots where we're driving along, the freeway starts crumbling, cars are tumbling out. We have the parking garage on the right side that crumbles too, and cars are tumbling out. So we thought, hey, it would be great to have some real cars that fall down. And we worked with Mike Vezina, the special effects supervisor, on that, and really did some tests. But again, there it turned out that we could use very, very little and only do very little because it's so specific. When that parking garage crumbles, the cars have to tumble out in a very specific angle. So, you can drop cars from a crane, you can have cars swirl through the picture, but just to have it at exactly the right angle, it's a huge, huge setup. And then if you think about how much it costs to have just a small second unit team shoot this, and then you can get maybe 2-3 takes a day, and you're destroying 2-3 cars a day with that, then after a while it's not worthwhile anymore, because you have to build the cars anyway in CG, you have to do that, and we say, well, then let's just do them all in CG, and that's what happens.
In the year 2012, a cataclysmic event will unfold caused by an alignment of the planets in our solar system that only happens every 640,000 years.
Oh, not again.
Especially the practical effects came in incredibly handy for everything where we had interaction with the actors. That's where Mike Vezina set up this big rig, the shaker rig or shaky floor. We had several names for it. And it was 6,000 square feet. And so the actors didn't have to act. They were actually on a platform that was wobbling, like in an even wavy motion, real earthquake. Setup. So when they were running out of the house is crumbling behind them, which was again all CG, but they literally were running on this floor and getting into the limousine while everything was just moving and shaking.
Roland, it was a mandate from the very beginning. He basically said, okay, we can't do it like in the old Star Trek movies where we do the Shatner. So they say, where they always go and then hold on and act as if the Enterprise is doing something like this. We said, no, this has to be, the actors have to have the fear on their face. It has to be real.
I recently had a discussion with somebody about that, and I found it very fascinating that it's absolutely true that is happening. That's the development, and also the question that came up is like with the software you can do things much cheaper and so on. But at the same time, while that is happening, where the cost goes down, the expectations go up. So what you have to deliver with these movies is, it somewhat evens out, and so you're always still on the same track with what you actually have to do and have to show.
After every project we think, oh, the next one's going to be so much easier because now we know how to do it. But then there's a whole new set of challenges because everybody knows now how to do that. So they say, well, we want to do something that nobody has ever seen before. So now you're kind of, again, at the same point that you were 2 years, 10 years, 15 years ago, where you have to reinvent something new and stretch in this case, also the computing power and the software to its absolute limits. If we look at almost any sequence in this movie, the horrendous render times, horrendous simulation times, new software development left and right for all this stuff that we had to do.
There was a nice little statistics, which is, doesn't really make any sense, but it's also for like some, we were talking to some journalists, for example, about the computing time that it actually takes these days, and so it was for the 3-minute sequence of the LA earthquake.
It rendered that on a single machine.
If we would render that on a single machine, it would be 16 years to actually do that.
So literally, I think a lot of the scenes that we've done here wouldn't even have been possible about 5 years ago, 4 years ago maybe.
It seems to me that the worst is over.